Manhood is the frame up of the original being that understands that he is designed, he's put on this earth to be responsible for other things. If you look at when God made man, he didn't have to give him anything, but he gave him dominion, which means influence.
Yeah.
Why? He wanted to make him responsible for things initially from the jump.
Have you as a man ever asked the question, why am I here on this earth? What is my purpose in this life and what am I supposed to be doing? Hi, my name is James Howard Jr. and on this episode of the Men to Men podcast, we're going to be diving into the question of what a man's purpose is in life. I have a special guest who goes by the name of Mitch Williams, who has a very interesting take on what a man's purpose is in life. And make sure that you stay tuned to the end so that you can get some more information about how you can get more of this conversation that I had with Mitch. So let's go ahead and dive into this episode of the Men to Men podcast. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is James Howard Jr., and I'd like to thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Men to Men podcast. Today, we have a special guest with us, a brother that some of you may know, and a guy who has really, really helped me, probably more than he even knows. So what you got a lot of titles, man, and so I guess we could focus on Fellowship of Christian Athletes. You're a husband, you're a father. I'm sure you sit on some kind of boards and some kind of chairs, and I know you're an elder at our church, man. But today we have Mitch Williams hanging out with us today. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself? How you doing, first of all? How you doing?
I'm good. I feel like that my credit score goes up when I'm around you, James. At my house we call James nephew. So even when you're not listening, so what's nephew? He got stuff going on, and we're in 100% support of anything that you got going, no matter what you got. Well, let's see. I am 59 years old. Married for 30. This would be our 35th year. Father, 4 boys, 4 men, and we have 1 granddaughter. So far, hopefully that number continues to mount. We love grandchildren.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
I'm sure you'll at least get one more from somebody.
Lord have mercy. I'm thinking. I hope. Went to North Forest High School. And graduated from there and got played basketball and ran track. My senior year, got a scholarship to go to Southern for track, run cross country, indoor and outdoor. I was here a year. At the university and had a friend. She was just my friend. Yeah. Her name was Sheila, and then it turned into something after the Super Bowl of 1982.
Watch out now.
Those friends became. That was in '82. We married shortly after she got out of school.
Yeah.
I went to work at Channel 7 replacing Robin Roberts in 1984.
Okay.
Once I got out of school and I love sports.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to be a sportscaster since I was 12. And got a job there, and 2.5 years later was able to marry her in 87. Then Marshall was born in 89. 89. And Micah was born in 91. Then Mark was born in 94, and Matthew the Caboose was born in 98.
I want to talk about manhood in itself.
Yeah.
Biblical manhood is the goal. My goal for this podcast is to help every man who's listening honor God with every single part of their lives. And so, question I'd like to ask all of my guests is to you: what is manhood?
Manhood is the frame up of the original being that understands that he is designed, he's put on this earth to be responsible for other things.
Good.
If you look at when God made man, he didn't have to give him anything, but he gave him dominion, which means influence.
Yeah.
Why? He wanted to make him responsible for things initially from the jump.
Wow.
And that when he looked at him as saying, okay, I want to use you to be responsible for things. The first leader that we see, we're getting ready to start this study in Exodus. The first leader, Moses. Moses meets his wife while he's a shepherd.
Wow.
He's responsible for things despite his past, right? Yeah. He's already killed a guy. He's running, but he's in a place where he's a shepherd, and then they have Zipporah and her sisters got all kind of different things running around. What he does is he takes care of their flock. And the next thing you know, we got the birth of a leader. He's a shepherd. Of course, we know David was a shepherd.
Yeah.
Right? And he just made men, these incredible men from the beginning, from Adam on, responsible for people. And once a man understands that it's never about him, that he's literally going through and being nurtured to be responsible for somebody else or for something else, then I believe that he's got a really good head start in finding out maybe who he is.
I like that definition, man. Like, I understand that deep down inside, but I've never heard of that because, like, the first man, Adam, like you said, he was responsible for stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think in our culture, man, not just as men, but we're specifically talking about men, we try to pass off our responsibilities.
That's right.
We try to pass off, a lot of different things and put it on somebody else.
Right.
I don't want to do this, so I'm gonna let them handle it. And we see that in the culture with fatherless homes. Like I want to, I don't want to have to deal with that responsibility of having a kid. So I put that to the side. I don't want to deal with the responsibility of having a healthy marriage. So I'm tired of it. So I put that to the side and not fighting
right
for the fact that like you are responsible.
Right. And
being responsible for something doesn't mean it's gonna be fun all the time.
Right. And it's not going to be fun.
Right. It's not fun because I'm thinking now, man. Me and my wife, we have a rental house that we are responsible for, and it's not fun at all.
Right.
Something's always breaking. Something always need to be behaved for.
Yeah.
And it's our responsibility. That plus our other house. And when you have those things, people want to take that renter's mentality, right? Mm-hmm. So when you renting something, you just call the maintenance guy.
Right.
Like, it ain't my problem.
Right.
This ain't mine.
Right.
It's his. You need to fix it. And so that definition, man, that's good. If you would like to get the extended version of this specific conversation that I had with Mitch Williams, I want you to check out the links below. There are links to our podcast for Spotify and Apple so that you can hear the entire conversation. But before you dive into the audio podcast, I want to remind you that as men, prayer is a very important part of us leading well and just doing well in life in general. So I want you to check out this video on some basic tips on how to pray well.